I think the two strangest things that I've used on this refurbishment is this stuff, gap filler, and oven cleaner? Yep. This motor is so crudded up inside that I've had to use oven cleaner to try and soften the baked on carbon residue that's filled up the rocker cover and the rockers and the push rods and everything. What I use the gap filling spongy rod for is filling the push rod holes so that the crud doesn't fall down into the rest of the motor. You can see it, 12 push rod holes filled up with PTFE backfilling gap. After that, I was dying to get into a clean job, so I thought I'd tackle the wiring. I laid it all out and worked out where all of the components are mounted and checked to see what I had. Then I washed it, screwed it all into a ball, put it in a bucket, sprayed it liberally with degreaser, massaged it with my hands, gave it a good rub, and rubbed it with a soft brush. Now the degreaser isn't a strong enough solvent to damage the glue on the insulation tape, but it does get rid of the oil residue and the dirt. So I gave it a good seeing to. And then belted it with some high pressure water from the hose pipe. This cleaner emulsifies and just carries the dirt away. Ugh. Right, give it a little rinse off. And get rid of that manky bucket. Yeah, I think the washing instructions tag fell off a long time ago, so I won't iron it, but I'll just hang it loosely on a hanger to dry. Once it's dry, I can get into binding up and redoing. Here's one of the oddest things I found. Look at this, for goodness sake. The wire was cut. For some reason it wouldn't join again. It was too short, so they stuck another bit in. Ugh. Anyway, this was another bad look. Here we have the front panel, and what we can see at the bottom is called heavage. Heavage takes quite a bit of work to clean up. You have to open it out even further, bash it to get the flaky rust out, treat it with a rust killer, and then panel beat it back into shape. So I've done that. Now I'm just getting all the loose paint and rust off the rest of the grille support, radiator support, front panel assembly. And then I'll spend a happy hour and a half rubbing it all down, attending to any little repairs that need it, and get it ready for a prime. I'm a bit concerned as to how the old radiator was fitted. It's the original LandRover radiator, and for the 6-cylinder they've recessed it slightly into the shroud, and they made an awful job of mounting it. So I'm just working out where to drill or where to put a stud on this side. I'm going to weld on a wee stud to poke out through one of those 3 holes at the top that you can see. The other side isn't so bad. Now I've seam sealed the whole thing to stop water getting back into the seams and causing more rust. And now we'll give it a damn good prime because it's at the front of the vehicle, and it's not going to benefit from the LandRover feature of the anti-rust EP90 gearbox oil mist system that they seem to have developed to stop the rest of the chassis rusting. Up front, it's exposed to all the elements and doesn't get any of that lovely oil from the gearbox and diffs. So I'll really make sure that I've made a good job of what I'm doing here. Get right into everywhere. And the same with the top coat. Give it a coat of that nice shiny matched enamel that I've got. And hang it on the clothesline to dry. You remember how bad that radiator looked when I was working on it? I've also given a bit of magic to that as well. Painstakingly straightened out all those damaged fins with a screwdriver, rubbed it all down and given it a coat of satin black. Good day's work.